Welcome to Guitar.com. 1 week from today, Joe Bonamassa will be releasing his next album, which will be called Blues of Desperation. But he's already pre-released a few tracks from it, including this song, which is Drive. It's a really cool tune. You can find the video for it on YouTube, and you might, if you're not familiar with the song, you might want to check that out before you dig into the lesson. So this song's in standard tuning. It's in the key of E minor. And I'm going to cover the main riff from the intro as well as how he plays, the verse. He plays pieces of chords in there. And then I'll try to do a second lesson on the solo, which really isn't that long, sometime in the near future. So turn up the reverb and turn down the lights and let's get started. Okay, for the introduction, we're starting off at the E string on 7th fret. All right, and you're going to play E string 7th, A string 7th, A string 9th, A string 10th. Give it a little, if you have a whammy bar, you can give it a very light. If you don't, you can just give it a little vibrato. Or not. So the beat is 2, 3, 4, 5, then, and that's A string 7th fret. You're changing positions here. You're here, so you're going like this. A string 7th, D string 5th, D string 7th, then change back to the original position and play A 7th and D9 is a double stop. It's kind of a partial chord on an E. All right? So slowly that whole thing is. That's twice, and then you move the whole thing up one set of strings. So you're starting on the A string at the 7th fret. So it's A string 7th, D string 7th, D string 9th, and D string 10th. Change position. So that's D7, D string 7th, G string 5th, G string 7th, and then a double stop, that's the D7 and the G9. And you play that once, then you come back down and play 3, 4, and then you move down to here and play. A little screwed up there. Alright, so that slowly, you're just barring the E string and the A string at the 2nd fret. You start on the A string and just play. Alright, and then you move up to the G and the B string at the 5th fret. You're making a double stop there and playing this 7 times, kind of like this. And that's just the D string at the 7th fret. And then once you've played this note, you have to go immediately back to this. So what you're doing is there's no skipped beat in there. That's how you play the introduction. Okay, so the verse, you're playing these kind of partial chords again. It's only really a double stop. And so it's based on, an E chord and D chord. And you're going to start at the A string 7th fret and the D string 9th fret, and you play with a little bit of muting. So that's while he's singing. And then he says, "Let's drive," and that's an A minor chord. Give that some whammy there. And then on the second one, you can play. The first time he just plays the A chord once and then leaves the rest of the beats open. The other times he'll play, and then, which is just an A minor chord on the 12th fret, so that's just E string 12th fret, B string 13th fret, and G string at 14th fret. Alright, and then you're back to. And then he plays the 5 part, so that's just a B minor, again, 7th fret. And then the A minor chord. And then he's back to. And then in between the verse he's back to. Alright. And next we'll just do the outro. Okay, the outro is very simple. It just ends a little prematurely and on an E chord, a little more of an E chord. So you're playing the same as you're playing in the intro. So you play all through that, including the and then when you get to the last sequence of. Just play. That's it. So what you're doing there is you're playing basically the E string open, the A string at 7th fret, and then both the the D and the G string at the ninth fret, so it's a little bit more of an E chord than you've normally played, and you just sort of strum it like so. Instead of playing that, it's a little bit more of a kind of a major flavor, and he just lets that hang there, and that's the end. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. Take care.